A professional animal communicator was called to help a dangerous and traumatized black leopard. This is the story of their encounter and the spiritual breakthrough that followed. Settle in for their journey. If you believe in the power of these stories, a simple like helps our channel immensely. The call came from a private rescue sanctuary tucked away in the deep, quiet folds of the Pacific Northwest. It was a place designed for healing, yet it held an animal that seemed beyond repair, a magnificent black leopard named Spirit. His darkness was more than just the color of his coat. It was a shadow cast by profound trauma, a memory of a life stolen by traffickers. Spirit was a ghost of a great cat, refusing food, pacing his large custom enclosure with relentless, agitated energy. His physical health was failing, but the veterinarians agreed. The root of his decline was psychological. Every attempt at care was met with terrifying aggression, a deep guttural snarl that warned of immediate danger. Anna, the communicator, knew the risks. Her gift was not magic. It was an intense, decades-honed ability to listen for the emotions buried beneath instinctual fear. She worked with the broken, the despairing, those whose voices were trapped by pain. The sanctuary director was blunt. If Anna couldn't reach him soon, they would lose him. She walked the perimeter of his enclosure, the leopard's vast, muscular body a blur of black movement in the dense undergrowth. She did not move closer. She simply stood, a beacon of calm intention, and began the arduous process of opening her mind. To reach Spirit, she first had to enter the shadowed sanctuary of his mind. She closed her eyes, shutting out the scent of pine and soil, focusing on the vast, chaotic energy radiating from the creature before her. The initial contact was like walking into a storm. It wasn't just fear. It was pure, unadulterated terror mixed with raging, directionless grief. The mind of the great cat was a deafening vortex of pain, a constant, violent rejection of human presence. Anna felt the mental equivalent of claws tearing at her composure, an instinctual barrier designed to destroy any emotional intruder. This was not anger born of malice, but desperation. For days, Anna returned. She did not force the connection. She offered it patiently, a soft, unthreatening light in the darkness. The sanctuary staff were stunned by her persistence. Others had been driven away immediately. But Anna stood firm, absorbing the fear until, slowly, a single flicker of recognition pierced the chaos. Spirit was testing her. He didn't want comfort. He needed to know if she was weak. He was measuring her strength, judging if she was worthy of the terrible truth he carried. The truth arrived not as words, but as flashes of blinding, sensory data. Anna saw the sudden, brutal flash of bright lights, felt the paralyzing, metallic cold of a cage, and smelled the awful, stale scent of fear in a dirty truck. It was the memory of being ripped from the only home Spirit had ever known, his mother, his territory, his freedom, all gone in a heartbeat. The world had shattered, replaced by an endless cycle of darkness and fear at the hands of traffickers. But the deepest wound was not the capture itself. It was the loss that followed. Spirit's pain was tethered to a specific, irreplaceable memory. The fading image of another leopard, his sibling lost during the transport. The guilt, the profound feline grief, had solidified into a protective, aggressive shell. His constant pacing was not exercise. It was the restless, endless search for the missing piece of his soul. He couldn't heal because he believed he had failed and that the world was hostile. Anna realized the key was not fixing him, but acknowledging the immense weight of his sorrow. Anna began to shift her focus. Instead of pushing healing, she simply witnessed the trauma. "I see your pain," she projected silently. "I acknowledge your loss. I know what they took." This simple, profound validation was the turning point. The physical aggression didn't stop, but the mental rejection lessened. The walls came down brick by agonizing brick, revealing a deeper capacity for understanding. The energy of the enclosure changed, no longer defined by rage, but by an exhausted, watchful stillness. Then came the night she broke through the final layer. Spirit was lying low in the undergrowth, barely visible in the moonlight. Anna sat outside his fence, no longer communicating, simply being. In that deep quiet, the leopard lifted his head. For the first time, their eyes met not in confrontation, but in a silent, shared moment of absolute presence. The connection deepened, flowing not from mind to mind, but soul to soul. Spirit didn't move. He watched her. Anna didn't send a thought of rescue or hope, only one of commitment. I am here. I will stay. That was the only promise a trapped animal would trust. The sheer weight of his grief was finally shared, momentarily lessened by a human who saw his tragedy, not just his danger. That night, Spirit ate a small amount of food for the first time in 3 days. The battle was far from over, but the silent language of empathy had won the first crucial engagement. The following morning, Anna returned to the enclosure. She found Spirit lying peacefully in the sun, not pacing, but simply resting. He didn't snarl. He didn't retreat. Instead, he offered a low, soft rumble, a sound the staff had never heard, a greeting, not a threat. The aggressive shell was finally shattered, replaced by an exhausted, yet profound, trust. This moment wasn't a cure, but the vital permission to begin the long journey of healing. Spirit's recovery was slow, measured by ounces of food and minutes of acceptance. He never became tame, but he became peaceful, trusting Anna to be his anchor to a safer world. The bond forged in the crucible of his pain proved stronger than any trauma. It was a testament to the idea that communication is not always spoken, but felt deep in the core of our being. Every broken creature, whether man or beast, carries a piece of its old self that needs to be seen, not fixed. The true sanctuary was not the land he stood on, but the connection that finally made him feel whole. Thank you for joining us on this journey. Before you scroll away, tell me this. Do you believe a bond like theirs could really exist? If this story touched your heart, drop a 1 in the comments so I know you're still with me. And don't forget to subscribe, because the next story might just remind you that sometimes the wild loves us back in ways we'll never forget.